Chanakya, born into a Brahmin family, was an extremely intelligent and knowledgeable person. He was well versed in the Vedas, politics, economics, and diplomacy. Despite his scholarly background, he was also known for his sharp intellect and an unwavering sense of justice. The story begins when he was a teacher at the famous Takshashila University. One day, a ruler named Dhanananda from the Nanda dynasty, who ruled the kingdom of Pataliputra, modern day Patna, insulted Chanakya. Dhanananda, who was a cruel and unjust king, insulted Chanakya in some way, which enraged the great teacher. Chanakya, known for his calm demeanor but powerful will, shaved his own head and vowed never to let the Nanda dynasty rule again. He declared that he would overthrow Dhanananda and replace him with a ruler who would be just and fair to the people of the kingdom. Chanakya's intelligence and political strategy were legendary. He knew that he couldn't challenge the mighty Nanda dynasty directly, so he devised a long-term plan. He first set out to find a worthy candidate who could rise to power and challenge the Nanda rule. After a long search, he discovered a young man named Chandragupta Maurya, a boy from a humble background who had the potential to become a great leader. Chanakya recognized that Chandragupta had the qualities needed to overthrow Dhanananda. With meticulous planning and wisdom, Chanakya took Chandragupta under his wing. He trained him in statecraft, warfare, and governance. He also gave Chandragupta the confidence and knowledge needed to take on the mighty Nanda dynasty. Chanakya's influence on Chandragupta was profound. Under Chanakya's guidance, Chandragupta rapidly grew in strength and capability. They assembled a small army, and with Chanakya's strategic brilliance, they began to slowly undermine the Nanda Empire. Chanakya's political acumen came into play when he cleverly sowed discord within Dhanananda's court. He used spies, infiltrated the Nanda kingdom, and manipulated key figures to weaken Dhanananda's rule. Chanakya's ultimate plan was to directly confront the Nanda king and overthrow him. One of the most famous moments in this part of the story was when Chanakya, with his sharp intellect, used psychological warfare to defeat Dhanananda's forces. The climax of this story occurs when Chanakya and Chandragupta successfully stormed the Nanda capital. Dhanananda, seeing the uprising and realizing his time was up, tried to flee, but it was too late. With Chandragupta seated on the throne, the Nanda dynasty came to an end and the Maurya Empire was born. Chandragupta Maurya became the first emperor of the Maurya dynasty, with Chanakya as his advisor. However, after the fall of the Nanda dynasty, Chanakya didn't seek power for himself. Instead, he remained loyal to Chandragupta and continued to guide him as the emperor. Chanakya's influence helped Chandragupta to consolidate the empire, expand it, and establish a stable rule. One of the most profound aspects of Chanakya's story comes later in his life. After securing Chandragupta's throne and watching the Maurya Empire flourish, Chanakya withdrew from the court, content with his work. He lived the rest of his life in simplicity, adhering to the very principles he had taught others. One of the most famous teachings of Chanakya, found in his work Arthashastra, is about the nature of power, governance, and leadership. It also contains practical advice on diplomacy, military strategy, economics, and even ethics. Chanakya's teachings emphasize the need for a ruler to be just, wise, and strategic, but also firm and unyielding when it comes to the good of the state. Moral lessons, patience, and persistence. Chanakya's story teaches us the importance of patience and persistence in the pursuit of a goal. Even though he faced personal humiliation and had to wait for the right moment to act, his vision and persistence led to a historic change. Wisdom over strength. Chanakya didn't rely on brute force. He used his wisdom, intelligence, and strategy to topple a powerful dynasty and set the stage for one of India's greatest empires. Justice and leadership. The story reflects Chanakya's deep sense of justice and his belief that rulers should serve the people. He didn't just seek power. He sought to establish a government that would ensure prosperity and fairness. Selflessness. Chanakya didn't seek personal glory. His actions were always focused on the greater good, even if it meant sacrificing his own desires. Chanakya's life and teachings have inspired generations, and his story remains a symbol of strategic thinking, leadership, and moral strength. His legacy lives on not just through the Maurya Empire, but also through his timeless wisdom, which continues to be relevant today.